Hi. Can you see me okay?
Yes.
I think I should wear my jacket though, so I look cooler. Because I want to look cool. I want people to think I'm cool. What am I saying? So we are headed to the not the Retrocon. We are headed to the Louisiana Retrocon, but first we got to drop the kiddos off at my parents' house. And that's where we're going, so join us on the dark road. I need to put my seatbelt on. So I know I literally just put out a video on the Louisiana Retrocon, but let's rewind just a little. We're going back in reverse. I mean, why not? Because we have a purpose. See, my only purpose wasn't just to make money and sell lots of games, but rather I was on a hunt to bring back lost memories, a hunt for my childhood. We are entering into Stargate. We have just entered into Babylon, 5th dimension. We went through the gate and we're here. This is the start of a new civilization. See, there's the alien tower over there that calls forth the other dimension.
If you didn't know, Keith is terrified of bridges and thinks every bridge we go over is a portal to another dimension.
No, that one had like big towers of Babel.
Okay, so bridges with suspension bridges are portals to other hell.
Portals to hell.
This journey was worth it. I didn't come only to make money for bills and food. I came for something much more important now. That's right, I'm here to make money so I can justify buying more Sega Saturn games. But the question is, will I be able to find any Sega Saturn games?
Alright guys, so before we get into finding these Sega Saturn games, let's talk about the Sega Saturn Saga budget. So if you do recall, on the last Sega Saturn Saga video, I met up with Pac-Man Case and, he sold me some pretty cool Sega Saturn games. And after I bought the games, my budget was reduced down to $229, somewhere right around there. Now, after that, I sold a lot of things. Unfortunately, I didn't film it, but some Game Boy Advance, some other stuff, some games, consoles. And after selling everything, it put my budget right around $402. So there you have it. That's what we have to work with now.
The moment I walked into the Louisiana Retrocon, I saw some prestigious people, so I knew my chances of finding Sega Saturn were pretty high. Well, at least I thought. Guys, Bowser is here. Do you see him? He's real. Now, the real celebrities of this whole entire event are these people. I mean, why enjoy the event when you can just sit in the balcony? Yes, I am always watching. Always watching. This is me waiting for the chance to go hunt once again. Time is running short, and this guy is hunting as well. I mean, look at those fingers. It's pretty intense. But, yeah, I'm just ready to go. But, he's still here. Yep, still here. And I also am still here. Waiting, and watching.
2,000 years later.
Do you happen to have any Sega Saturn? No! Then I saw this guy eating. He's like me, so he's gotta have Sega Saturn games. Do you happen to have any Sega Saturn? I have some loose. He had these loose discs, but we all know collectors don't really care about playing the games. We just want to flex, so I tried to be nice and act interested, but obviously I wasn't. As I hunted, I thought surely the Rushmore Show guys had some Sega Saturn. Do you have any Sega Saturn?
No, I don't have any Sega, but that could be a good short for you. Yeah. Your top 4 favorite Sega Saturn games,
Really? Of course I know what my top 4 Sega Saturn games are. What? Is that guy staring at us? You see this, right? Check this guy out right here. What are you doing? Why are you watching us? What are you doing? Who are you? Anyways, so yeah, 4 Sega Saturn games that are my favorite. You put me on the spot here. And by the way, shout out to the Rushmore Show. Go check him out when you get a chance. Got a great podcast, and he does these top 4s. But yeah, top 4. Probably this is in no specific order, but I would say Guardian Heroes, Dark Savior, Shining the Holy Ark, and you got to put a platformer in there, Clockwork Knight. Yeah. That's what I'm going with. All right, let's carry on.
I was discouraged, but I was hopeful. So the Sega Saturn Saga must go on.
Hey man, I got a question. I saw the Sega CD. Do you have any Sega Saturn?
Literally, it seemed like a no everywhere. How is it that Sega Saturn is so expensive, but it seems as though nobody has it to sell? Am I just fighting a losing battle? I felt like giving up. All I could think was, why did I even come here? Really, my life flashed before my eyes. And I thought, what's the point of making money if I'm not able to buy Sega Saturn games? I mean, this is worse than the moment I thought I would never get to 1,000 subscribers. Then the questions came like, am I really this big of a loser? But I couldn't give up. I had to keep fighting. So with one last ditch effort, I made it to one last booth. And there it was. I found my purpose. No wonder Sega Saturn games are here. Bob Ross is next to me.
Hey, you got about 20, 35, 40 minutes.
Just beat the devil out of it.
And there it was, all the Sega Saturn games I had been wanting. It's almost as if the skies opened to give me right here, bam, Robotica. If you recall on previous videos, I'm hunting the games on the back of the manuals of the previous games that I found. And here it is, Robotica. It's as if it was saying, Keith, take me home. And what's this? Another sign? 3 Dirty Dwarfs? A game from my childhood that I had forgotten about. It was saying, Keith, you forgot me. But I've always been waiting for you. I mean, how could I forget the bizarre yet epic adventures of Greg, Taconic, and Korthag as they journeyed through the cataclysmic devastation of the Bronx, battling mutated flesh-eating rats, fighting their way through the city dump, defeating robotic enemies, and voodoo warlords on cooked chicken with athletic equipment from Played Against Sports. Forget Mutant League football. We have D&D Baseball 2.0. And coming in like a wrecking ball to take on the greatest of dragons, slumlording the projects. Ramon said beat on a brat with a baseball bat, and demon brats, it's totally okay. But more came to smile upon me. Sonic R, or also known as Sonic Racing. I really don't have much to say. I mean, the music alone just brings me to a special place. Seriously, forget the tank control mechanics of the game. This music really does something for me. It makes me look back at when I was a kid. Sometimes it's important, to remember your innocence. Being mature doesn't mean not embracing the heart of a child, folks. See, this face is more than just excitement that I found grills. I can't tell you the eruption of emotions that was happening inside of me at this very moment. So I did what any nostalgia investor would do.
What is from vendor to vendor? What you got for that you think you could do? Vendor to vendor. Let's see. Pretty much. Imagine 340. Oh wow. Okay. I'm taking 20% off. Yeah, that's. I would. I'm doing it.
Yep, I did it. I spent $340 on Sega Saturn games. I'm okay to admit that finding these old video games actually makes me happy. I know many of you don't understand this. Heck, I didn't understand it not long ago. But I'm glad I do now, and I'm glad I know other people that understand it. I'm glad to finally understand why people say it's going to a good home.